Oh, on that note, let's use a prop today. Okay, I'm going to use a brick, a yoga brick. What's handy to know about a yoga brick prop replacement is that other things are about this size. For what we're going to do today, I'm not going to be putting a lot of weight on it, so an alternate to a brick could be a package. It's better if it's still wrapped, but a package of paper towels is about as thick, or even like a 4-pack or a 6-pack of toilet paper would be about the same size. What we're going to use this brick for is basically to like squeeze against with our knees, so that would certainly work. Or if you have a small pillow that's about that width, that would definitely work as well. So go ahead and grab yourself something to squeeze onto later. I sure do like my kitty cat pillow. Oh my goodness, did that really happen? It did. We have to do the abs. That's the rules. All right, hop on the floor, y'all. It's jazz dance abs to start. Here we go. We're going to start with 8 crunches in the middle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Left leg up. Now I have my leg turned out and flexed, so I have a little minor stretch going on here. 2, 1. Right leg up with a pointed foot. Try and turn that leg out so your knee is open to the side. Switch. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs up. 3, 2, 1. And point. Now this next 8, we're going to roll onto our sides. So straight to the side, your legs are quite close up to your shoulders, and we're going to go up to the side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now take your shoulder off to the hip. It's twisted. Switch sides. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and twist. 8, 7. Sorry, my mic pack is in the way. 3, 2, 1. Come center. Rock it up. And roll down. So we'll go 3, 2, 1. And up. Double time that. 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And up. 3, 2, 1. And up. And now we're going to twist. Rock your hips all the way up to the side with your foot hovering. And come back center. And twist. And center. And twist. And center. And twist. And center. And twist. Stay there. Side chest. Pull it back to the front. Other side. And over. And twist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come down. Arms back. Lift your hips or leave them down. Your choice. We're going to bend those elbows and press them. So tricep push-ups. A little more challenges with your hips up. Push. 2, 3, 4. Good. Little bounces. Make sure your fingertips are pointing towards your feet. And try and keep those hips high. And we'll go legs up. You can hold on here. Right leg and bend. Left leg and bend. Right leg and bend. Left leg and bend. Both legs and straighten. Stay up. Think about that balance point. Up and down and up and down. Take it wide and together. And wide and together. And up and open together and open together and up and hold. There was our little start for today. So we have a tradition, anytime the shuffle turns on the 4-minute song, then we have to drop and do that set of abs. So that's why we got that changed today. Let's go ahead and pull your bottom leg up to the front. We'll be on our sides. Shoulders are back. We're going to take this leg and drop it down and lift it up. Drop it down, lift it up. And I would love your Pilates scoop and pelvic floor to be in. Yeah, so you should really feel like you're still in the torso and pelvis. We don't want to let the back do this work for us, yeah? Like just the side of your hip to be getting it. All right, hold that leg in a straight line. Look down, make sure your knee's pointing straight forward and bend it. Watch how your knee wants to go forward when you bend that knee. Yeah, and I'd like you to keep your thigh in line with your torso, hips in, and we'll go straighten and bend and straighten and bend and straighten and bend, straighten and bend. Kick it back, push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Open to the back. So I'm kicking my thigh back towards the back wall. There we go. Recheck your hips and your Pilates scoop. Good, 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 good. Take that foot forward all the way in front of yourself. Place it down. A little stretch goes on there. Bottom leg's going to lift up. So reset your pelvic floor. Your Pilates scoops in. Your shoulders are back, and we're going to lift the bottom leg straight. And go ahead and lock that leg straight. Sometimes I like to imagine that I'm leaving a little gap here between my neck and my arms, so like Toto from Wizard of Oz can jump through. Good. Bend that knee. And bring both legs up. All right, here we go. We're going to do our office chair froggies. We're going open and close. Open and close. Keep your hips nice and still. Good. Crazy clam kicks. All right, that's enough on that side. Go ahead and grab a handful of marshmallow clouds and tap it out. We'll switch sides. Lovely. All right, we're going to start with the bottom leg bent, pointing straight out from your torso. Top leg, you're going to let that leg come down to the floor to start. We're going to pull up through our pelvic floor, grab our bellies in, and we're going to take that straight leg, lower it, and bring it up. Lower it, bring it up. Remember, we're trying to keep our torso stabilized. That means we keep it still with our Pilates scoop, keeping us from wobbling front to back. Really reach through that heel. Try and point your heel far away from you so you're engaging that whole leg. Good, good. Now bend it. All right, let's kick it back, straight back, pull. All right, we're going to open it up to the back now. So thigh is going to rotate and go back. All right, take it to the front. And bottom leg super straight, reaching through that heel, shoulders down, and we'll go up and down, lift up and down. Good. Both knees forward into your office chair position. So just like a chair fell over on its side, we're going to do the clamshells. Clam. And add the kicks. Open and kick and bend and close. And open and kick and bend. Make sure your hips are staying right on top of each other. One way to check that is to watch your knees go all the way back together and be even. All right, that's enough. Go ahead and grab that handful of marshmallows and tap it out. All right, let's come on to our backs. Go ahead and take your friend with you, whether it's a brick, a package of toilet paper, or a fluffy kitty cat. I'm going to start with my kitty cat today. Kitty cat, you're going to hold it between your legs so you have a little bit of squeeze in. If you'll have one of those small inflatable balls about like 7 or 8 inches across, that would also work here. Let's do our roll downs and we'll go 3, 2, 1, and up, and 3, and 2, and 1, and up, and 3, and 2, and 1. One of the things that's really nice about doing your roll downs or any activity with something between your knees that's small, instead of your imaginary personal cheesecake, is that it reminds you to activate those inner thighs, yeah? And we want those inner thighs to keep our thighs lined up parallel when we're doing other things like walking. All right, go ahead and come all the way down. Stretch your chest open. Send your legs out. And let's just have a little reset. So we're going to take a big breath in. We're going to pull our pelvic floor up. We're going to hollow in our Pilates scoop and bring our ribs down and together like you're trying to button them into a little tiny button. And we're going to take our shoulders back to the floor. See if you can press your lower back into the floor. Did you let go of your kitty friend? Go ahead and take your arms up above your chest. And then from here, when your hands are over your shoulders, you've checked all of those compressive feelings. So you're going to lift your head up and your shoulders up. And see if you can keep your pelvic floor in, your legs holding your kitty cat, your belly's down to the floor. And we're going to roll up here, squeezing that cat and reaching out through the heels or the toes. So what we want to work on here, because it's really hard to get off the floor like this initially, you want to work on peeling your back off the ground like you would peel a banana. Yeah, rolling up head, neck, shoulders, and you're really articulating that spine. And there'll be a big temptation to like throw your arms to get up. So please skip the jumping with your arms, because that'll skip working the abs that we want to. It's way better instead to like grab a hold of your pants and pull yourself up with your arms a little bit, because then you can still work on that articulation of the spine. So we're going to go up and down with that articulation of the spine. Holding your legs parallel, so I'm really squeezing my cat here. Arms up, shoulders down, pelvic floor up, belly in, and we're going to roll down all the way to the floor. Here we go. So my tailbone tucks under, lowering, and then my lower back's going to touch next. There's my lower back, my middle back, my shoulder blades, the top of my shoulders, and my head. And then my arms are going to float up. They might not touch the ground because I don't want to let go of my ribs, yeah? So let me show you what it looks like when I let go of my ribs, as everything pops up here. But I instead want you to keep those ribs and upper oblique muscles and our rectus abdominis engaged, so you're staying in this tightened lung position here. Yeah, so arms come up over your shoulders, then head, then neck, then shoulder blades. Feel free to crawl yourself up your pants, but keep that belly curling up and in. We're going to take our arms forward for part 2, and we're going to do what's called a neck roll. So head, chin comes into your chest. You're sitting up super tall, and you're going to let your head, neck, and shoulders curl forward. Imagining that your lower back is still vertical, almost as though it's up against a wall. Yeah, so you're curled through the front. And then we're going to reset that. Shoulder blades back, neck rises up. So your ears are over your shoulders, is over your body. And then we're gonna go down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arms lead. 2, then your head, neck, shoulders, bellies in. 6, 7, 8. If you have your head forward, reaching forward, if your kitty cat is too wide to keep your legs parallel, you can move down to your ankles, or you can use a brick between your ankles so that you're definitely keeping your legs parallel. Upright. 6, 7, 8. We'll go down. 2, 3, 4. Articulate, that's fine. Lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, neck, head, arms, and come up with your arms. Head, neck, shoulders, rise, up, bellies in, reach through your hips. Head, neck, shoulders. Go ahead and take this moment here and soften your knees and reach into your forward fold stretch. So I like to encourage everybody to put their hands underneath your calves here so that you don't open your thighs accidentally, because some of us, when we stretch forward, it's easier for us to reach forward with one leg falling or both legs falling open because you're skipping some of the stretch, yeah? So hands underneath your calves can elevate your knees a little bit and help you to stay in a parallel stretch. That's the most efficient. Lovely. All right, while you're here, let's come back on up. Draw those knees in. Pelvic floor, up. Scooch. A little bit more into the light here. Coming to your balance point. So you're just a little bit behind those sits bones likely, but you're using your back and drawing your shoulders down so that you can stay up in this balance point. Please excuse my foot wiggling here. I'm having a little foot cramp today. Go ahead and exhale and curve your lower body, your pelvis there, yeah? See if you can hold that spot, but then we're gonna tuck all the way into a round, rolling like a ball shape, roll up to our shoulders, come back, and then tug our shoulder blades down, press our chest forward, and lift up through that core to come to the top. I like to say ding as we do it. That will keep your brakes so you don't slap your feet into the floor. Here we go, nice and even. Rolling down, leads into rolling like a ball. Come back forward, let your head get over your pelvis, and then ding! Try not to tap the floor with your feet. Again, we're going down, curve, down, up, ding, and curve, rock, back, up, ding. Good, rolling like a ball. Good, let's do another version of it called the seal. So we're gonna do a nice bound angle pose or a butterfly stretch to start with, letting your knees open nice and wide. And then we're gonna come to our balance point by grabbing your ankles here, yeah? Whoop. And again, we're gonna use our shoulder blades, not your arms, yeah? Your arms are not doing the work here so much as your shoulder blades pull back, and that keeps your chest up. And then we're gonna tuck our tailbone and curve your whole spine to roll back and roll forward and lift through the spine to stop yourself. In the seal, we clap our flippers together as though you're saying, hooray, I'm gonna eat a fish. And I grew up in Monterey, so I like to regale you all with my pretty proficient seal noises, I think. Oh, 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 oh. And you may notice that I'm clapping again when I balance on my shoulders, keeping that round shape, and that allows me to balance. And you don't want to be going so far back that your weight is on your neck. You should only go as far up as your shoulders, my friends. All right, give it one more try. Try to do 2 claps. Oh, oh, oh. I like sushi. Oh, oh, oh. Come back up. Good. All right. We're going to open our legs wide next. Still up on those sits bones. Take a moment now, since we're talking, and drop and lift your bellies. Yeah? So we're just really re-engaging that pelvic floor. Lift it up. Bellies are in. And we're going to roll your legs out to start. Yeah? If you're really tight in your hips, the temptation will be for your legs, one or both, to roll in. And I want you to think about opening those knees up. So let's all bend our legs a lot. Put your hands right behind your knees and then open those thighs using the muscles that are underneath your buns. Those muscles we use for the clamshell exercise. Yeah, I'd like you to hold your knees open. They do not need to be straight at all, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Your legs can stay bent for this the whole time. But what you do need to keep straight is your back. You may or may not notice that sitting up straight is the hardest thing in a Pilates class, especially when I keep teaching and we're not doing anything. What is it I'm expecting to do? To practice sitting up straight, yeah? So if you're really tight here in your legs, the temptation is going to be here. See how my back is like curved and falling backwards? I'd like you to find the spot where you can be shoulders over hips, bellies in, holding your knees slightly open, sitting up nice and tall. All right, friends, we're going to do some arm exercises and the saw here. Returning to your sitting up place is the big challenge. Don't be afraid to put your hands right behind your buns and push up sometimes if you need a little help. If your hip flexors have started screaming, ha ha, shake your thighs out with a little roll like this anytime they get stuck, yeah, because sometimes they seize up. All right, here we go. We're going to first contract down, and by that I mean going to 12 o'clock pelvis and rise up. I'm going to put my hands right here so you can see. Contract, rise up, contract, rise up. Okay, everybody, I'd like you to think about your chest now. Can you go ahead and let your legs have a break, yeah? Your body, we have contracted and risen up. On the top part of your body, can you lift your chest and drop it? I know this song is really fun, y'all, but Facebook doesn't like me to play it. So let me skip it. Come on, watch, help us out. I really like this song too. Okay, so chests, rising above, neutral. Curve your lower back, neutral. Chest up and neutral. Curve your lower back, neutral. Chest up and neutral. Curve your lower back, neutral. Chest up and neutral. And curve your lower back, neutral. And chest up and neutral. Curve your lower back, neutral. And chest up and neutral. And curve your lower back, neutral. And chest up and neutral. Good. Now we're going to try that in the wide leg position. My speaker is sad about us having to skip that song. Okay. Okay, I'm going to face this side here so you can see my back. Here we go. We're going curve, up, chest, up, curve, up, chest, up. Check your hands on your thighs and curve your lower back and chest. Okay, we're going to do the twist part. So here we go. I'm going to turn my body towards my right side, your right side. When I do that, my arm does not go all the way over. It stays in line with my shoulders, and so that means my arm is going to maybe make it over my opposite leg, yeah? I'm going to look in the direction of my arm. Does that make sense? So let's try to the other side. We come back center. We're going to twist our heart to one side, your left, and then that means your leg and hand are together, and my nose is going to look that direction, center. Here we go. Contract and upright and twist and center. And 12 o'clock and upright and twist and center and good. Let it down. We're going to add in the arch now, so we'll go contract and arch and twist center. Contract and arch and twist center. Contract and arch and twist and 12 o'clock, neutral, arch your back, neutral, twist, center. Drop your arms down, shake out your legs, roll your shoulders back and out. Okay, next thing we're going to do is think about our shoulders rolling back. So let's go ahead and sit up on our knees. Yeah, just for a little change of pace. I'd like you to roll that shoulder back. roll it back, roll it back, roll it back. Okay, when you have that back feeling, you can feel your upper back squeezing tight. So I'd like you to take that feeling of shoulder squeezing back, try and make some lumps in flesh back here, yeah? And drop that shoulder down towards its own hip. Push. And that action should make your opposite shoulder go up and forward. I'm going to move around so you can see what I mean. One shoulder is down and back, the other shoulder is up and forward. Release that. This is going to work your latissimus dorsi, teres minor. Roll it back. Yeah? Roll it back and stick it there like you're trying to reach all the way down to your back foot. Let your opposite shoulder expand up. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, we're going to add those things together. Now you're going to put your feet back out wide. We're going to contract and arch and twist. Okay, here's the new part. You're going to drop your back shoulder, in this case your left shoulder, so that your right arm can lift up, and then you're going to nudge yourself in that direction a little bit. If you have a mirror, you can check yourself. What I often see is the arm goes back, but that shoulder of the back shoulder, what should be the back shoulder, pops up higher. And you can see how I'm not making a straight line anymore, because I'm actually leaning down towards the leg. What I want you to do in this exercise is to lean up towards the leg. So you're trying to lift this rib cage that's over the leg up from the bottom of the rib cage, and you get one nice long straight line. Okay, straighten and center. Let's put it all together. Here we go. We go contract and rise and arch and straight, and we go twist, 2, drop it back, 4, 2, come twist, 2, and center, 2. Good, contract and rise, arch your back, upright, twist to your right, tip, slow, and back to your twist, and come center, contract, rise, and arch, and up, and we'll go twist, 4, 2, reach your armpit up, your back shoulder back, and back to your twist, and center, drop those arms, shake it out. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it a little bit faster. So we'll go contract and arch at the same time. What? So we're going to pull our bellies back, but lift our heart up. Yeah, so you're thinking about your torso making a windy S shape. Here we go. We're going contract and up. Now twist, twist, and arch, and twist, and center. Contract and lift, and up, and lean out, twist. It's hard to say the words at the same time, y'all. Up and out, and twist, and tip, and twist, and center, up and out, and center, twist, and tilt, and twist, and center. How's your Pilates scoop? And twist. Last one, and out, and center. Good, good. Drop it out. Come on over to hands and knees, friends. You did fine. Whenever we're in this all fours position in my class, I'd like your hands to be directly underneath your shoulders. Yeah, sometimes we tend to put them a little bit farther apart, or even more often, a little forward, like it's under your eyes. You want those hands to be underneath your armpits. Pointer fingers are forward. Start with your Pilates scoop, so you're just going to go drop and lift and drop and lift and, sorry, this is a bad shirt for this part. Drop and lift and out and in. It's pregnant kitties, no pregnant kitties, beer gut, no beer gut, whatever you want to call it. There you go. Check your thighs, they're parallel, so they're not too wide, they're not too far back, dropping your chest down. You have a nice square shape. All right, pelvic floor stays in, and we're going to do those Pilates scoop with your 12 o'clock pelvis. Neutral and arch, and neutral and 12, and neutral and arch, and neutral and curve, and neutral and arch, and neutral. If you're not sure whether it's working, put your hand back here. This spot that I'm putting my hand is a little bit at the top of my pelvis where my lower back starts, and a little bit on my pelvis, yeah? All right, holding that in and flat, shoulder push-ups. We're going to bring our Shoulder blades together and spread them. And shoulder blades together and spread them. My arms stay straight the whole time, my friends. Good, good. Send your hand out and foot along the floor. I don't want you to lift your leg up because most of the time when we lift our leg up, we dump our belly out and we end up using our back muscles, and that's not the goal here. This is stabilization. So just send your toe out to the mat and bring it back, okay? Relax that neck, and we're going to go out with the foot along the mat, and the arm comes up and come back center, and out and up and come back center. And out and up and come back center. All right, take a moment to find your prop. We're going to do that same exercise, but you're going to get a little feedback by balancing your prop on your lower back. And we want your lower back prop to be in that same space. So there's a little gap here where your lower back, so I can get the light to shine. Right? If I'm flat, then a flat prop will be flat with my back. But most of us tend to arch while we're doing this exercise. So we want to have that prop reminding us to lift our abs back in here. That's the goal. Here we go. Slower is harder than faster, yeah? If your wrists are killing you, you can switch to fists for a little while, but do come back and then press, grab the mat. Here we go. We're going out. 2, 3, 4, back, home. Notice if you sway side to side. The secret is to slightly push your leg to the side, your standing leg to the side, and that'll help keep your hips even. And I'm going to look underneath myself today and watch my back leg. Our back legs often go to the side. I'm going to keep it right along my center line. All right, go ahead and take your elbows down. And curl your back up into that brick for a moment. And then go ahead and reach around. Take your brick. You can put it between your arms if it's a brick and give it a little squeeze, or you can just move it to the side if it's too big for that. We're going to take our legs up in the air now, and we're going to hold our backs flat, but now you are going to reach that leg into the air. Here we go. Shoulders back. We're going to reach it up, and we're going to pulse up and in along our center line. Let me turn right to the camera for you. Yeah. So our legs often go up and twist the body. We want to keep your hips flat. We're not trying to let the hips go out to or the leg go out to the side. So you're going to bring it up right along that center line and pull the inner thigh into your center line. Good. Take it down. Find the spot with your other leg. Look underneath yourself. Are your hips still flat to the floor? And then pulse the leg up. Take it on down. All right, now we're going to alternate legs with that same movement. Here we go. Leg up and down. Keep your abs in and down. Keep your elbows pointing into the floor and down. Keep your abs in. How's your Pilates scoop? How's your pelvic floor? Squeeze and down. Give that little inner thigh a little squeeze hug with your inner thigh. And then take something that's much bigger for a moment. Like let your leg go weird, let your butt come up. Just feel how that uses a different set of muscles. Yeah? All right, take that down. We'll come back to those muscles in a moment. Yes. Hands on your belly. Now, belly lock. Let it go. And pelvic floor, let it swoosh out into the floor. Yeah? So you're dropping everything, and then we're going to lift up in your pelvic floor, pull your bellies in, reset those shoulders back, check your tight in the shoulder, in the rib cage. Yeah? And we're going to go in our contraction roll through. Here we go. Big breath. Exhale, tuck 12 o'clock. Rise up by keeping your pelvis back and deepen it. Dive through, flat back. Hover. Abs in, hover, 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 hover until you fall. And then nose, chin, chest passes through the hands. Press up a little bit in like a baby cobra position. Keep your elbows close. We're gonna push the mat forward. So it's not a push up where you're pushing yourself up. You're gonna push yourself, pushing your buns down and back to your legs, keeping your body as low as possible. Squeeze those legs together. Exhale. Lay a strip of bacon or a ribbon across your hip bones and press underneath with your knees to rise. And back. Dive forward. Hover or fall. Press up. Lower, low. Elbows in. Stay low. Rolling up. And curve. Remember to keep that tilted back. Use your glutes and inner thighs to scoop it up. Forward. Hover and stay, 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 stay. And boosh, nose, chin, chest. Push up to your plank. Knees down, modified plank. Press back. Arch through that core. Tuck underneath 12 o'clock. Come forward. In front of your kneecaps, abs are in tight to hold that tailbone. Elbows, alternating elbows. Pull those abs in tight, friends. Okay, down to your elbows. And we're gonna take one hip, rock it down, and bring it back up. Everybody's temptation is gonna be to bring it back up with your booty in the air. That's not what we're doing right now, yeah? Keep that 12 o'clock pelvis, one hip, and up. Other hip, and up. One hip, long neck, other hip, and up. Keep those abs nice and tight and small. Tight and small, and tight, and small, and tight, and small. Press it back. Good, good. Child's pose. Press your heels, your hips into your heels. Open your armpits on the floor. Come back up to your all fours. Check your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Roll those shoulders back nice and wide. Lifting up through your core. We're going to take our thighs directly to the side. Try and keep your hips flat. Just little pulse. Yeah? So I'm not lifting with both legs and opening as wide as possible. I'm keeping my hips flat, and this isolates your butt muscles. Good, good. Now back. Now we're going to keep that leg bent and kick your foot up to the sky, but I want you to keep your back flat. Good. Switch sides. Straight to the side. I'm going to turn. Good. Now up and back. Keep your back flat. Keep your abs tight. Good. Take it back. Onto your backs. Everybody grab your friend kitty cat. Legs in the air. You're going to put your kitty cat or your brick or your package of paper towels in between your ankles. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Pelvic floor. Pilates scoop. Rib cage down. Shoulders back into the mat. Arms down by your sides. Double leg stretch. Here we go. It goes exhale. Pull your thighs in. Notice how this automatically puts you in a little 12 o'clock. That's where you're going to stay. Put some little quail eggs underneath your butt that you're not going to smash, and extend your legs up. Don't let your butt rock down and smush those quail eggs, okay? And in for 2, and extend for 2. Your legs don't have to get all the way straight. You do have to keep your belly in and your tailbone lifted slightly away from the floor. Just a little bit, just so there's no weight. Could be touching, but no weight in it. Double leg stretch. Pull your belly button into your spine and your back curves into the mat. Okay, let's do a little check here. Slide your thumbs underneath your butt cheeks and then lift your back off the floor and let your feet fall down. So now that you're certainly in 12 o'clock pelvis, there's a gap between your lower back and the floor, and your thumbs are smashed. Pelvic floor, Pilates scooped, come back to 12 o'clock. Leave your tippy toes on the floor and push into the mat to roll up to the bridge and come back down. All right, slow rolls up into the bridge with an articulation of the spine. That means we're like banana peeling it up, yeah? But I want you to leave your friend between your shins or your knees or your ankles, whatever, depending on the size. So you're squeezing slightly in. Here we go. We're going 12 o'clock. New up to the shoulders and then back down. Keeping those abs tight the whole time. You can decide if you want to leave your heels down on the floor and down. Really try to touch your lower back before the weight of your butt and pelvis hit the floor. Six, neutral, 12, rolling up, down. Good. Uh-oh, I dropped my kitty cat. I'm going to bring those legs back up in the air and bicycle down. Shake them out. All right, legs together. Now this time I'm going to actually, before you put your legs together, let's bend our legs. Let's turn them out and parallel a few times because I'd like you to do the next one with turned out legs. It's a little bit different feeling. So parallel, turned out, parallel, froggy, parallel, mermaid, parallel, turned out, parallel, mermaid, train tracks, mermaid. Here we go. Turn it out. Put that kitty cat in between. And we're going to hollow out our belly. Pilates scoop, of course, arms down. But instead of bending straight here, we're going to take the legs just slightly away from the body and bring them back in. It's okay if your legs are bent, if your thighs are tight. But I, again, want you to focus on staying in your 12 o'clock pelvis here. So no rocking through the butt at all. You're going to hold that 12 o'clock spot, stabilizing the spine, but you're going to move your legs just slightly. So I'm going to do the leg positions for beginners today, and that means we keep our thigh as close as possible, and then we're going to move the thighs like 3 inches. That's it. Watch how little it is. Yeah? Because if I go out here and my lower back lifts away from the floor, then I'm no longer using the exercise muscles that I want to. This is about core stabilization. It's not really about your legs. Yeah? So bent legs moving between your hip bones and your belly button is totally appropriate, y'all. You can straighten the legs as your next step. It's slow. Keep the weight underneath your belly button. Don't let it rock into your tailbone. Good. Let go of that kitty cat for a second. Shake out the legs. All right. The chest on this next exercise, the single leg stretch, is going to go up, lower, higher, down. Yeah? We're keeping our lower back in the earth, so we're rooting down from behind our belly button. Tailbone has very little weight, if any, in it. Legs alternate. One goes bent and straight, and then we switch. Yeah? Here we go. Single straight leg stretch. Pelvic floor, Pilates scoop, ribs together, shoulders down, hands are reaching. We go up, lower, higher, down, up, lower, higher, down. Guess what the quick ones are? Easier. We're gonna slow. Lower, higher, down. We're going slow. Lower, higher, down. Keep your legs up above your body, please. I want that core tight. All right, quick. Up, lower, higher, down, up, lower, higher, Good. Let's let go of some of that tension we just built up. So arms straight to the side. We're going to rock our hips all the way over. So your lower back is getting a nice stretch here. And then I'm going to take my nose and chin together and twist my whole head and neck away from the direction that knee is going in. Try and lay it down and take 2 deep breaths. Good. Slowly release that. Switch sides. Come back to center. And then other side. Knees go across the body. Let your hips twist. And then whole neck and shoulders twist the opposite way. All right, come on in. Now we discussed parallel versus turned out legs. This next one is single straight leg stretch. When the word straight happens, your legs will both stay straight the whole time. When it says bent, then one's gonna bend. No, when it doesn't say straight, then the leg won't bend. I'll say that again because it's on your final. The trick to remembering the names of these. So both legs are up. I'm going to put my hands on my kneecaps here so you can see that I'm turning them out, yeah? And then I'm going to do the same pattern with the upper body, but straight legs this time. If it's really hard for you to have straight legs up in the air without losing your back because you have tight hamstrings, you can soften them. Here we go. It looks like this. Up, lower, higher, down. Switch legs up, lower, higher, down. You can straighten if you can. Higher, down, up, lower. Notice my legs are staying really pretty close to over my hips because I want to keep that 12 o'clock pelvis. That's my priority here. Good, let it go. Come on to your bellies, please. All right, I'm going to take my elbows down by my chest and just relax, put your head on the floor. Big breath in, pelvic floor up, Pilates scoop. Lengthen your tailbone towards your bone. That can be tricky, so this is another great time to have your brick or your feedback back here. For most of us, when we're laying down on the ground, there's definitely a gap here. We really default to a 6 o'clock position of the pelvis, where your lower back is down towards the mat and your tailbone is flipped up a bit, yeah? So when we do this exercise, I'd love you to get the sense of how to tighten your abs so that your tailbone reaches towards your feet. I'm going to put my brick on my butt right now so you can kind of see that movement happening, yeah? I'm going to lengthen my tailbone towards the butt. You can see how my lower back will rise up in space, yeah? And that way I'm making more space for all those vertebrae there. Okay, so legs together. Oh, I'm going to give myself a heck of a challenge here. I'm going to put my kitty cat down there. So I have to hold my thighs together, and I'm going to pull my belly button in and lengthen to 12 o'clock. Yeah, so I'm trying to lift my belly off the floor so I can slip a letter underneath there, squeezing onto that cat, long back. Your butt does not need to clench to do this activity, although sometimes it helps when you're learning how to do it, yeah? Pelvic floor up, Pilates scoop up, tailbone reaches down, lengthen through those legs, and you go head, neck, shoulders, and take it down 2, 3, rest your head. Release your tailbone, release your Pilates scoop, release your pelvic floor. So much detail, it's just gonna feel like chaos and mess until we practice it a bunch of times, and it gets more sensible. You'll be able to feel it better. So it's okay if it feels weird at first. I forgot the other thing I was gonna say. This is plenty, we'll go. Pelvic floor in, Pilates scoop up. Lengthen your tailbone, come to 12 o'clock. And we'll go shoulders, neck, head, lifting up, coming down. Shoulders, neck, head. Release your 12 o'clock, release your Pilates scoop, release your pelvic floor. Now pull it back in, scoop comes in, 12 o'clock pelvis, shoulders come together. That lifts up your neck and your head. Keep reaching down through your legs, squeeze them together, take it down to the floor. Arms up. We're going to do the next sets without releasing your pelvic floor, your 12 o'clock pelvis, and your Pilates scoop, yeah? So let's reset that. Pelvic floor, Pilates scoop, tailbone nice and long. Now remember, when you're in this position, you're in 12 o'clock pelvis, we're talking about the position of the pelvis and lower spine, yeah? So it doesn't matter how much flesh you have between the wall of your abdominal muscles and the floor. That might still be touching, but you want to feel like you're moving the muscles away and moving your spine away from the floor. Here we go. Head rises, shoulder, right arm up and down, but keep your Pilates scoop and 12 o'clock. Head rises up, arm rises, take it down. Don't lift your head and shoulder so far that you lose that lower back. Head, shoulder, hand, down, arm, shoulder, neck, head. Head, neck, shoulder, and arm, and down. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. Head, neck, shoulder, and head, and down. 2, 1 more. That's it. And we'll go head, neck, shoulder, and arm, and down. 2. Stay right there. And just your legs. Legs from your thigh. Thigh. So I'm not bending my knees at all. I'm squeezing from my buns. Good. All right. Tuck those toes. Move your brick. And come on back up. Go ahead and come into a downward dog position and have a nice stretch. Especially through those calves and the back of your legs. You can walk one at a time. Let your hips twist. Walk halfway in. And then walk your hands to your feet. Nice bent legs. Really drop your head. Let it release. Big breath in. We're going to take our hands out behind ourselves. Grab your hands however you can. If you can fold them, that's great. If you're grabbing one finger. But I want you to lift those straightened arms up above your head if possible so that you feel a stretch in the front of your shoulders. So let your hands pass your shoulders. And nod your head yes. And shake your head no. Let your hands drop to your hips and release. We're going to take our knees down. If you would like to balance against a brick or a wall with one hand or a couch or anything that's nearby, any of those would work, but I'd like you to please scoot your front leg far out and lean your hips forward, trying to open up the back thigh. Now, this is different than if I go with my waist. Yeah, that would get, I want you to feel your hip opening. So you got to tuck your tailbone underneath. No 6 o'clock pelvis, but at 12 o'clock instead. Good. Switch sides. Tuck your hips underneath the 12 o'clock and open that back thigh. If your front knee is really passing your ankle, scoot that foot out a little bit more. Give yourself a little more room. Good. Take it back, stretching your hammies or hamstring. So I'm reaching across that toe, and I'm going to bring this leg's hip back behind myself. Good, good. Switch legs. All right, y'all, we did it! Give yourself a hand. Thank you for joining me today. Take a little bit of that pride and the hard work you just did and let it make your day a little bit brighter for someone else. Give them a high five. Give them a little smile. And enjoy your hard work. Well done, guys.